Grizzlies basketball presented by Fox Sports Net. Pau Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies enter the MCI Center with a bundle of confidence. The Grizzlies have won 5 of the last 6 games, and during that stretch, Pau Gasol is putting up big-time numbers, averaging 21 points and almost 10 rebounds a game. Tonight, the Grizzlies look for their second road win, while the Washington Wizards are in search of their 3rd straight victory. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Devlin alongside Hersey Hawkins. On Monday night, the Memphis Grizzlies received outstanding productivity from the 2-guard spot with Wesley Person and Gordon Gierczek in their victory over the Golden State Warriors. While Wesley started slow, 0 of 8, Gordon picked up. He finished with 18, and then in the 4th quarter, Wesley Person came through with 13 points.
And they needed all of Gordon's points, especially in the first half. He provided some offensive spark off the bench that kept the Grizzlies in the game. The last 2 games, Gordon shooting 12 for 18 from the field, but more importantly, 4 of 6 from downtown. And Gordon, a lot of his confidence hinges on the first 2 or 3 shots he takes. If he knocks those down, he's going to be more aggressive, more assertive, looking for his shot. And when he does, he can provide you with some huge nights. And Wesley Person, down the stretch again, coming up with big shot after big shot. He's given Hubie Brown another option, someone else you can run a play for if you need a big bucket. Wesley Person continues to amaze.
He leads the league in 3-point shooting, does Wesley Person. Well, the Washington Wizards last night in Atlanta defeated the Atlanta Hawks 109-99, and the driving force behind that victory for the Wizards, of course, Michael Jordan. He scored a season-high 30. That was coming off of a career-tying low of just 2 points against Toronto. He had something to prove.
He definitely did, and he went out and proved it also. The Toronto game, Michael Jordan didn't look to score. He's at a point in his career now where he's playing off for everyone else. If he needs to score, he scores. If he needs to pass, he passes the ball. But he can still give you 20 to 30 points a night, still makes players around him better, making the Washington team, with his passing, another option.
Like he has anything to prove. He's Michael Jordan. All right, when we return, Michael Eaves will sit down and talk with Shane Battier. I have a feeling that number 31 will see number 23 late in the contest.
Oh yeah, Shane, me and you. Going downtown.
When you have a Grizzlies checking account, it's like you're part of the team.
Oh, bring it on. Oh. Come on, that's a foul. Oh, where'd you go? Ouch, that's gonna hurt, Shane.
With Grizzlies checking from First Tennessee, you get Grizzlies checks, free gifts, and more. Just don't let it go to your head.
It's not that good, is he?
Where are my fans? Where are my fans?
Welcome back to our nation's capital for this evening's matchup between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Washington Wizards. Our Michael Eaves is joined by Shane Battier.
Well, Shane, how does it feel to be playing on the hottest team in the Western Conference, having won 5 of your last 6 games?
Well, it's nice to have people finally talk about us and get the respect that we've been searching for all this season.
Where did that run come from? I mean, Hubie said his first 12 games were sort of like an exhibition season for him, and now all of a sudden you're seeing the fruits of the labor.
Well, I think we finally put it all together. It took us a little while to get the philosophy and get the system, get the timing down, and I think our recent stretch of games, we finally put everything together and did it well.
You know, we've been talking, some of the guys in the production, about putting a new category in the box score specifically for you, maybe something from hockey like a plus-minus. You may not see the points in the box score, but when you're on the court, the team plays better. What is your mindset when you go into the game in that situation?
Well, my mindset is to make plays. I think I'm one of the few players in the league who can come in and affect the game, not necessarily just by scoring points. And whether it's playing defense, running the floor, getting the loose ball, I know I can positively impact the game. So I'm just coming in trying to wreak havoc and make some plays.
Tough challenge tonight, facing number 23, Michael Jordan.
Well, it's probably the last time I'll get to play against him in my life in the NBA. So it's a big night for me, and I'm really excited to do it.
Well, Shane, good luck. We appreciate the time.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Shane Battier and the Memphis Grizzlies get ready to take on Michael Jordan and the Wizards. The starting lineup's next, right here on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to our nation's capital as the Memphis Grizzlies get set to take on the Washington Wizards, the second and final meeting between these two teams. Of course, the Memphis Grizzlies back on November 23rd defeated Washington in Memphis at the Pyramid 85-74. Time now for the Toyota starting lineups, and we begin with the visiting Memphis Grizzlies with an overall record of 7-19, 1-11 on the road. However, they've won 5 of the last 6. It's Jason Williams, Wesley Person, Lorenzen Wright, the anchor in the middle, Pau Gasol, and rookie Drew Gooden. Hubie Brown, over the last 13 games, has directed this team to a 7-6 record, and 4 times over the last 6 games his team has scored better than 100 points. They are improving, no question about it, and the Memphis Grizzlies tonight look for their second road win of the season against the Washington Wizards. The Wizards have won 2 in a row, both of those victories on the road at Toronto and then last night in Atlanta. Larry Hughes joined in the backcourt by Michael Jordan, where he belongs. Jordan back in the starting lineup after, of course, start of the year coming off of the bench. You may recall that he was coming off of the bench in the last contest between these two teams on November 23rd at the Pyramid. In his second year at the University of North Carolina, Brendan Haywood in the middle. Christian Laettner, the veteran from Duke, is in the starting lineup, joined by Jerry Stackhouse. Doug Collins in his second season, his overall record, you see it there. Doug Collins and Michael Jordan, a very close relationship dating back to their time together with the Chicago Bulls, and then he moved on, eventually landed in Detroit. He has brought teams in Chicago and Detroit to 5 postseason, and of course they're trying to get Washington into the postseason for the first time since the mid-90s. And the Grizzlies control the opening tap in their road black with Memphis embroidered across the front, and Washington in their home white with Wizards across the front of their jerseys. One of the keys Hubie Brown talked about today was execution, Hersey, because he said Washington will not force the tempo up and down. They want it to be a little bit slower.
Yeah, they want to grind it out. Let the game be in the 80s, 80 to 85 points. That's what they would like to play. And so if the Grizzlies can, of course, you have to execute the basketball, but also get up and down the floor.
Last night, the Washington Wizards shot a season best 56% in their 109-99 victory over the Atlanta Hawks. They led big time, and then the Hawks closed it with 2:45 remaining in the fourth quarter, 100-95. Pau Gasol underneath in the lane, hook, and it trickles through the twine, and the Grizzlies are on the board first.
Washington coming to the game playing well, but the one matchup that the Grizzlies can exploit is the Pau Gasol matchup. Washington still doesn't have anyone to guard him.
Larry Hughes over the last 5 games has performed at a top rate. Stackhouse blocked by Wesley Person. Here's Hughes from the outside, and it rattles in. Over the last 5 games, shooting 56%, Hersey.
Larry Hughes, he's one of the keys to Washington. I think Larry Hughes and Christian Laettner, 2 veterans in the lineup who know how to play and who are now playing good basketball for them.
Of course, the only non-ACC member in the starting lineup. Underneath Drew Gooden. Nice deep post position by Drew.
And good pass by Wesley Person, getting into the cracks, drawing the defense, and kicking to Drew for the layup.
Here's Stackhouse. He'll catch and shoot. Short, and Gooden handles it. Now, if you think, because of this turn toward veterans, Jason Williams fills the courts. The turn toward veterans, that they may not be that productive in the second game of a back-to-back, you'd be wrong. They're actually 5-3 in second game of back-to-backs, Hersey. Veterans know how to get things done.
The veterans, they don't rush. They play the pace of the game. They don't exert all the energy, and fourth quarter rolls around. If they're close, they can close the games out.
Grizzlies right now, great start. Jason Williams fouled, and it just falls short. And Jason heads to the stripe. Foul on Hughes, his first.
But you can see the Grizzlies early on pushing the pace, trying to get this game up-tempo, make Washington run up and down the floor a little, hopefully exerting a lot of energy coming off a win last night.
The first good for Jason Williams, a 96% free throw shooter. Hersey, he's made 23 in a row. He gets to the line when he does. It's not often, but when he does, he is so productive. He's now made 24 straight. And you see the early troubles for Washington.
Washington staying on the perimeter. That's the Grizzlies' game plan tonight, is to pack it in, force Washington to shoot jump shots.
No second chances yet for Washington. Lead pass just a little bit too strong. And Jordan quickly into the front court. Pulls up left elbow and drains it. Michael said, I'm not messing around anymore.
Stop this scoring slide. He comes down. Someone has to match up with Jordan.
39 years of age. Of course, he turns 40 in February. Pau Gasol. So Gasol is 2 of 2, 4 points, and the Grizzlies lead by 6.
A nice patience by Pau. He had either him or Lorenzen took his time and took the shot.
Laettner. Christian Laettner getting his 10th start of the season, averaging 6 points and 4 rebounds a game, shooting 49% from the field.
Christian Laettner just plays off for everyone else. He'll stand out and shoot jump shots if you leave him alone.
Pau's first miss. It's so important for a young team like the Memphis Grizzlies on the road to get off to a good start, Hersey.
To take the crowd out of the game, especially Washington. Now that they're playing good basketball, the crowd is just itching to get into this thing.
Michael Jordan. I know he said he's going to retire after this year, but you and I both know he could go on.
Oh, he could. He looks great.
He's averaging 36.6 minutes a game over the last 5, so his minutes are really increasing. Be interesting to see how he holds up second half of the season. A foul on Christian Laettner. That is his first. And you see the all-time leaders in points. Michael Jordan, 365 away from tying Wilt Chamberlain.
Just continues to move up the list. And the way things look, he will end up being 3rd when he retires.
Pau Gasol travels. And he turns the basketball over.
Pau has to be careful when he gets the ball inside, not to bring it down. Christian Laettner ties him up down below. Didn't see her traveling, but referee called it.
2-point game. The Grizzlies right now looking at Washington, which after that shot has made 4 of their last 4. And Washington, after starting 1 of 5 from the field, now all of a sudden in a tie game and a chance to lead.
Drew Gooden has to do a better job of fighting Michael Jordan for that post position. Take a page from Michael's book. When Drew tries to post him on this end, he's pulling, grabbing, doing whatever he can to get Drew out of that box. And Drew has to do the same thing against Michael on the offensive end.
Tough matchup for Drew Gooden, the rookie out of Kansas. Jordan is 3 of 4, has 7 points already. One of the reasons why we mentioned at the top of the program Shane Battier is because you know at the end of the night, and even before the night's over, you will see number 31 on number 23.
It is. Michael Jordan has the quickness on Drew Gooden. And that doesn't count for the experience, so he knows all of the tricks. Drew's a rookie, so he's going right at him.
Drew answers along the end line as he knocks down the shot, and Memphis regains a 1-point advantage, 7-10 into the first quarter.
And that's an answer for Michael. Go right back at him on the offensive end.
So there's Stackhouse. At one moment, Washington 1 of 6. Now all of a sudden, they're 6 of 11, shooting close to 55%. Person started 0 of 8 on Monday night against Golden State, finished with 13. He was huge down the stretch. Gooden loses it. Laettner picks it along the end line. Here's Hughes trying to break down Williams, and Jason Williams got a piece of the ball, and the call goes against him. He didn't like the call. 3 officials tonight: Bob Delaney, Sean Corbin, and Tony Brown, as Hughes heads to the free throw line.
It's a tough matchup for anyone in transition. Larry Hughes coming at you. Can jump out the gym, explosive, going either to his right hand or left hand. So Jason fouls and puts him on the free throw line.
I mentioned how well Larry Hughes has been shooting over the last 5 games, which has led to him averaging close to 18.5 points a game on the season, 12.3. And he has really found his rhythm. He's just 23 years of age. Of course, spent 1 year at St. Louis U.
He's the one player I think has one of the most difficult adjustment periods playing with Michael and Stackhouse.
Stackhouse his first. Michael Jordan heads over to have a quick word with Bob Delaney, saying, Bob, come on now. But Wesley Person earning some respect there.
Man, you won't see that often.
Washington on 11-2 run. Grizzlies have been quiet. Lorenzen Arai trying to get into the fold. Puts it in the lane. Bumps Haywood. Nice move. Short. Haywood comes down with it and rips it away as Lorenzen was going in to tie him up. Stackhouse crossover in the lane and through the fingertips of Leitner. And a careless turnover by the Washington Wizards, and Memphis regains possession. Washington by 3.
Leitner took his eyes off the basketball. Was standing there ready to finger the seam for the jump shot.
Good in tiptoeing along the stripe. He had his right big toe on the line. It was a 2.
Worst shot in basketball, having your toe right on the line.
Michael Jordan always gets the roll, it seems. Oh yeah, by the way, he's 39, he's done. He's got 9 points. Here we are in the first quarter.
And early on, he's coming out extremely aggressive.
He is so good. Lorenzen knocks down the J. That's his first shot made, 1 of 3. 2 points. How difficult was it to manage Michael Jordan in his prime? Haywood, nice slicing move to the bucket. I mean, you see what he does here. He's a crafty veteran. He's got the wisdom behind him and the touch.
That's a good word, manage, because that's exactly what you tried to do, because you knew you couldn't stop him. You just hoped when you were playing against him that you didn't make him mad and he didn't score 50.
Another turnover. Grizzlies get it back. Early on, the Grizzlies were getting all the boards, but as of late for the Memphis Grizzlies, it's been one and done. Washington has made 7 consecutive shots. One of the reasons why Michael Jordan is feeling it here in the first quarter. He has 9 already. Massive difference.
It's a huge difference, and it's producing wins. When you're not turning the basketball over, you're getting shots. You're going to give yourself good opportunities every night to walk away with wins, and that's what they're doing.
Grizzlies over the last 13 averaging 96.3 points a contest, and Christian Leitner earns a foul as Gasol was pushed along the end line, and that is his second. Opponents are averaging 97.4 points a contest. Memphis shooting nearly 46% from the field, and here's a huge key as Leitner has to leave and replace a second-year player. Kwame Brown, #1 overall pick a season ago. From 3-point range of the last 13 games, Memphis shooting 41%. Here's Wesley Person. He'll reel it in and fire it and makes it.
Wesley Person finally gets an open look at the basket, and he makes the most of it by draining a jumper.
I think so far in the last 13 game stretch, really 19, when you look at what Wesley Person has done under Hubie Brown, the best team that has defended him, Dallas Mavericks, they just locked him up really. Last Saturday night in Dallas, a foul on Jason Williams, and they limited what he could do offensively.
You can see that Dallas went into that game with the notion that Wesley was not going to get any shots up. They were going to stay close to him, and they were going to make someone else shoot from the outside. And against good shooters, you have to do that.
Brevin Knight making his first appearance since Miami. The last road game that the Grizzlies, and the only road game that the Grizzlies have won this season. He's missed the last 4. Drew Gooden trying to get out on Michael Jordan, and Jordan just rips it.
Michael Jordan feeling it. The Grizzlies went into a zone. He found the seams on the perimeter and knocked it down.
Pow! Nice move underneath. Gasol with a response. Jordan is 5 of 6 from the floor. already into double digits. Last night 30 in Atlanta. You knew that he was going to come up large after just 2 points on Sunday. Tries to reverse. Lorenzen was there for the block and the follow by Haywood.
Brendan Haywood following up the miss. But you'll see that a lot when a player goes baseline or gets into the lane. Defender comes over to block the shot. There's no one to block his man out. Brendan Haywood came up with the jam.
Next opportunity, Shane Battier will check in and have a visit with Michael Jordan. Here's Gasol, double comes. Lorenzen left wide open at the elbow, and his shooting touch has really improved. Lorenzen right over the last 7 games, shooting 46%.
Pau Gasol is doing a much better job of getting the ball out when the double team collapses on him, finding the perimeter players.
Kwame. And on the weak side, Lorenzen reels it in. Here's Brevin Knight on the near wing. VK's missed the last 4 games because of a sprained right ankle. Talked to him before the start of the game, and he said he's feeling okay. Not great. Wesley misses it. 2:23 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Memphis Grizzlies are in a tight one on the road in the nation's capital, trailing by 3 to Michael Jordan and the Washington Wizards. Michael has been sensational early on. Jordan with 11 points. Grizzlies trail by 3 here at the MCI Center in the second and final meeting between these two teams. This January, Fox Sports Net introduces 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every night with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the entire world of extreme sports all in one place. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 premiering weeknights this January only on Fox Sports Net. Brevin Knight, Gordon Girachek coming off of a big night against the Golden State Warriors. And Shane Battier, Stromile Swift, Pau Gasol. And from the outside, Michael Jordan knocks another one down. He has 13. Memphis in the zone. Jordan, Brown, Hughes on the court, along with Haywood still out there, and Brian Russell. Russell in his first year with Washington after a career spent in Utah with 2 of the game's greats, and John Stockton and Karl Malone. 5-point game and another turnover. Washington, and abundance, so it seems, although it's only their 3rd, but really been unforced.
And that's been the knock on Larry Hughes, that sometimes he gets out of control, forces the issue instead of taking his time and being patient. He tries to make things happen too quickly.
Averages 2.9 assists a game, although over the last week and a half, close to 4.5. Stromile air ball. Kwame on the weak side pulls it down.
Stromile doesn't have to settle for the jumper over Haywood. He can go around him.
Well, they can do whatever they want to do right now because number 23 is in charge. He's 7 of 9. He has 15 points. You know what? I think he's smelling a 500 record. This team is 11 and 13. Hughes going right to the rack, and I think you may see a timeout. Or no, not with under a minute remaining.
And the way things are going with Michael tonight, it could be one of those special nights. All depends on how long he stays in the game.
Hubie just looks out, says slow it down. Keep it under control. 9-point game. Stromile Swift, the response underneath.
And good pass by Gordon. Went baseline, the defense came over, cut off the baseline. Nice bounce pass to Stromile.
What amazes me about Michael Jordan is this is what he said after scoring just 2 points on a 1-9 effort against Toronto. I don't want anybody to think I can't score. I can score if I want to. I can go, and if I can score 2 and we win, I'm happy. I got into a great rhythm and I scored 30. Don't ever underestimate my scoring skills. I can score if I have to. Well, of course. You're Michael Jordan. Who was foolish enough to doubt the man?
I know. Who in their right mind would underestimate his scoring ability?
But Michael just had 2. Well, we won. And oh, by the way, Atlanta saw him drop 30, and right now the Grizz have seen him drop 18, and we're in the first quarter. That's 5 quarters. He's put up 48. Battier with a block. 10-point game. The Grizzlies at one time led by 6. Jordan has 18. The rest of the team 14. We're done with 1. We go to the second quarter. Can somebody stop them? Anyone? Jordan. What a first quarter. Grizzlies trail by 10.
With you here at the MCI Center where the Grizzlies trail the Wizards 22-32. Michael Jordan with 18 points in the first quarter. You know, since he's been in the league, we've always been looking for the next Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, maybe LeBron James. Well, Michael Jordan wants to be the next Jerry West, as in front office material. Recently, Michael made a comment to say that Jerry West is the best to be there in the front office, and he hopes to achieve that same success here with the Washington Wizards. This is his last year on the court, he says, and when he goes to back to the front office as president of basketball operations, he hopes to turn the Wizards into what Jerry West did with the Lakers. Matt?
Thank you very much, Michael. And of course, one of the big rumors now swirling around Washington, D.C. with Robert Johnson, the founder of BET, getting awarded the Charlotte expansion franchise. Michael Jordan and Bob Johnson are very close friends, and quite possibly could there be a return to North Carolina in his near future? A technical foul.
I think it's only natural that rumor is spread with their close friendship and Michael Jordan connections with North Carolina, and at one point wanting to buy the Charlotte franchise. Who knows?
You may recall before Ray Wooldridge was involved with George Shinn in Charlotte, it was actually Michael Jordan that wanted to get involved with George Shinn and the Charlotte Hornets. That never happened. This is what occurred here. The elbow right there.
A bad play by Haywood. He has Brevin Knight on him. Just raise the basketball up. Brevin Knight can't get the ball. Why swing your elbows at him?
Gierczek good with the free throw. Of course, Gordon tied for 9th in the league in free throw shooting. So it'll be interesting to see the developments after this season. Will he stay in Washington or sell his 5% ownership of the team? Or will he head down to Charlotte? Russell's really struggled, but he found his touch there. Just 28% from three-point range, and over the last 5 games overall from two-point land or three-point range, he's shooting just 21%.
Russell, he's a standstill shooter. If he gets his feet set, he can knock down shots. But if you make a move and put the ball on the ground, he's less effective.
Well, after their start of 1-6, Washington has made now 14 of their last 16 shots, or pardon me, 14 of the last 17. So they have been on target. Battier with 4 on the shot clock. Turns and shoots over Kwame Brown along the end line.
Difficult shot by Shane. And Shane doesn't get enough credit for being able to put the ball on the ground and get shots when he has to. He never looks to do it unless the shot clock is running down and he has to get up a shot.
Over the last 3 games, he's shooting close to 60%. Stackhouse gains separation and drills it. One of the keys to success for the Grizzlies on November 23rd was holding Stackhouse at bay. He was just 4 of 19. Stackhouse 2 of 4. Lou, the long rebound in traffic. Quickly ahead. And a whistle. And a foul on Stromile Swift.
Shane Battier got good post position, got Stackhouse on his back, but didn't see Haywood coming from the back. Haywood's long enough where he goes right over top, blocks it off the glass, leads to a Washington fast break.
He's really done a solid job. Of course, he slid in the draft of 2001, picked up by Cleveland, sent to Orlando, and before he even blinked, he was in Washington. Kwame Brown and 1, so he heads to the line, and everything's clicking right now for this Washington Wizards team.
Kwame Brown using his quickness, then Stromile pump fake, gets him in the air. Difficult to guard a man when he's giving you multiple moves on the post. Kwame has an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
And this is the largest lead. 15 with 9:45 remaining here in the second quarter. Kwame Brown came out publicly and was a little bit upset about his lack of playing time being taken out of the starting lineup. Brevin Knight swings at Giricek. They need his shooting right now. Doesn't fall. Swift bats it out. Second chance. Who corrals it? Giricek does. And a refurbished shot clock. He said, wait a minute, I thought I was part of the future. I thought we were going to mix the old and the new. Lorenzen Wright drills it. But as you know, Hersey, Michael Jordan felt there's a little bit of desperation there. And they needed to get the veterans involved to try to pull this team back up to 500 and reach the postseason. As Kwame Brown connects with another one.
And if you don't have an entirely young team, that happens with every organization. You look at Chicago this year. Started the same way. You start playing the young guys, but then you get desperate for wins, and the older guys are the ones that come through for you and produce wins.
Kwame Brown right now producing some points. He has 5 points. Lorenzen Wright trying to keep the Grizzlies close. 42-27 all Washington right now after a quick and swift start by the Memphis Grizzlies. The big news this television season is that America's #1 pregame show is taking its act to prime time. You heard that right, on Saturday, January 18th. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night as JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, along with Jillian and Jimmy Kimmel grab the spotlight for what promises to be one of television's more entertaining hours. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, January 18th, only on Fox. And underneath, a foul on Shane Battier. 42-27. No question as you take a look at what Washington has done. I mean, that's just tremendous. 17 last 20. It's because of Michael Jordan.
He started it all. But the Grizzlies have to just keep their patience. Don't rush things. Washington will slow down. They'll start missing some shots, but the Grizzlies have to start scoring some baskets.
Memphis basketball after Miles Swift met with the athletic move by Kwame Brown.
Great block. Miles Swift gets the separation away from Kwame, using his leaping ability. Swats it away.
Brevin Knight operating deep in the lane, looking for Lorenzen Wright. And last touch by Brendan Haywood. It's Memphis basketball, and so the Grizzlies, a little luck there on their side.
Yeah, good teamwork by the officials.
Grizzlies shooting now 46%. They finished the first quarter shooting 50%. Lorenzen underneath. And Washington doing an excellent job down low of really packing it in and making it dirty. And right now, the Grizzlies struggling. Last touch by Washington. It's Memphis basketball.
And when the Grizzlies penetrate, those short passes become very difficult because Washington, they're packing it in so deep.
That's the interesting thing. Look at that right there. We were talking about this in the pregame. When I was going through all the numbers, Kwame Brown, nice post position, too deep. Stromile was unable to do anything as Kwame Brown now has 7 coming off of the bench in 9 minutes of action. You know, obviously you think of Detroit, you think of San Antonio, but Washington, 3rd in the league, best defense, and Stroh knocks it down.
But that was a surprise. They have good defensive perimeter players, though, and when you have Brendan Haywood behind you who takes up space, can block some shots, creates good defense.
Lou, they can't miss right now. In fact, they've only missed 4 shots over the course of the last 15 minutes. And 3 of them were blocked.
Lou's not going to miss many shots if he's standing there wide open by himself.
Grizzlies respond, but Memphis needs a stop in this 15-point game. BK is first 2.
BK sneaks his way in there for a layup. Washington falling asleep on the defensive end.
Can't fall asleep on BK. He'll slither through the seam. 10 of the shot clock, Stackhouse. Oh, Brendan Haywood. And Hubie Brown looking at Bob Delaney saying, come on, something like over the back maybe? 7 rebounds for Haywood. 6 points. You don't mind Stackhouse taking those threes like that. Nice touch pass inside. Battier can't handle. Turnover. 17-point game, and here's Brendan Haywood.
Stackhouse shoots a deep three. He's trying to find his rhythm also.
I think he came over the top.
I think if Lorenzen Wright, if he goes to block out Brendan Haywood, he gets the call, but he tries to out-jump him. Brendan Haywood goes right over his back.
Kwame Brown is now 4 of 6. He has 9 points. He's halfway to Michael. And Washington has 11 points off of turnovers, and that is certainly dramatic. The Grizzlies have not taken advantage of the turnovers by Washington. They have 4 and a 20-second timeout taken by Brendan Brown. It's very difficult to fall behind a team like Washington in their building.
It's very difficult to stop Kwame Brown when he gets such deep post position. Yeah. He's able to just turn around and shoot over the defender. You have to do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, making him shoot short jump shots instead of in the paint.
Grizzlies need to show a little bit of muscle on the defensive end.
A little bit of muscle and a little bit of energy. You would think Washington coming in here playing off of a back-to-back would come out a little lethargic, but the Grizzlies have come out with no energy.
Remember, on Friday night against the Milwaukee Bucks, it's Grand Casino Bucks night. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or go online to Grizzlies.com. Hot dogs, soft drinks, peanuts, popcorn, all for just $1. $1. It's Buck night. Grand Casino Bucks night against the Milwaukee Bucks. It makes sense this Friday night. Giracek triggers the 3. It spins out, and Lorenzen Wright, second chance opportunity. Gordon, no. And Giracek, after shooting well over the last 2 games, is 0 of 6. Giracek, last 2 games, as you mentioned at the top of the show, 66%, 12 of 18.
And we know Gordon, he's going to continue to look for his shot. He's going to be aggressive. He needs to start taking the ball to the hoop.
Lorenzen Wright earns the foul. Jason Williams back in, got beat off the dribble.
Tyronn Lue gets in there, littlest player on the court, creates a foul, gets to the free throw line.
Washington in control. Grizzlies need some defensive grit. Kwame Brown talking to future Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing. Kwame Brown 9 points and 3 rebounds. On Sunday in Toronto, he had his most productive game off of the bench, 14 points and 7 rebounds on 7 of 9 shooting, 8 points in the 4th quarter. You see his numbers this evening, and most people forget the fact that he's just 20 years of age. This is his 2nd season in the NBA, coming out of New Brunswick Academy down in New Brunswick, Georgia. Actually went to Glenn Academy in New Brunswick, Georgia. But he's young. It's going to take time. Obviously, a lot of high expectations, but I think the biggest concern, as far as Michael Jordan and the Wizards are concerned, is just the determination and the work ethic on a day-in and day-out basis early on. And it's very difficult because, as you know, most players do not have the standards that Michael has.
Yeah, and especially when you're a young player. And Kwame, he wants to be on the court. He wants to be playing, but you can learn more by listening to a Jordan, an Oakley, a Patrick Ewing than sometimes you can from playing on a basketball court.
The Grizzlies have really struggled here in the 2nd quarter. Memphis shooting now 43% overall. They're 4 of 12. Kwame Brown loses it. Couldn't believe he was so wide open, and Pau Gasol reels it in. Gasol, Lorenzen Wright, Williams, along with Gooden and Wesley Person. See if the Grizzlies can get some buckets here. Remember, you got Person hanging on the wing. Drew Gooden, and it rolls out. Reversed by Jerry Stackhouse.
What an amazing athletic move by Stackhouse.
8-0 run by Washington, and this is a team that last night posted 64 points in the first half. They have 54 already here with 4:42 remaining. in the first half.
Stackhouse gets out in transition and makes it look easy. Right-handed reverse. Stackhouse will leak out. You have to pay attention to where he's at.
Michael Jordan back in, had 18 in the first quarter. And Jerry Stackhouse with 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Stackhouse on the season 14th in the league in scoring, 21.8, and Brendan Haywood, who has been a monster on the glass, will take a seat. 6 points, 7 rebounds on 3 of 4 shooting. Bob Delaney, Sean Corbin, Tony Brown having a discussion on the replacements that have substitutions that are now out on the floor. Jordan, Leitner, Brown, Stackhouse, and Lou. Brown initially left, but he's back on the court. Lorenzen right on the inside.
How about the Washington Wizards extending their lead while Michael Jordan was on the bench, led by 10 when he went to the bench, and when he checked back in, they were up by 22.
And a nice time off for him. Kwame Brown in a foul underneath. Lorenzen Wright can't believe it. Brown was wide open underneath, and Lorenzen closed in a hurry. Take a look at it.
Kwame Brown, he's finding all the open spots on the zone. On the back line, you have to talk, communicate, pass the players off to one another, be on the same page, and the Grizzlies are not quite there yet tonight.
They are not after their hot start and the cool start. Michael Jordan heads out, listening to Pau Gasol, and Pau and Lorenzen are having a conversation with one another about what they need to do defensively. And Jordan, you know what he's doing. He's stirring the pot. He's out there with a big mixing bowl, and he's working it.
That's exactly what he's doing. They're up 22.
Lorenzen, Pau's talking to you. Come on now, you can't allow that to go on. Second-year player. You know that's what he's saying.
Amongst other things.
Lorenzen trying to work on Leitner. Spins. Nice move by Lorenzen Wright. Ran into double digits. He has 10 on 5 of 9 shooting.
Lorenzen has done a great job in the first half, hitting the short jumper, getting good post position, making difficult shots.
Over the last 7 games in which he has started all 7, he's putting together some solid numbers. Pau Gasol commands the board. 12.4 points and close to 8 rebounds. Jay Will triggers a 3. No, Drew, offensive rebound, put back, and a foul as Drew Gooden was on the scene.
Grizzlies get their best scoring opportunities in transition. Jason pulls up with the jump shot. Defense isn't set yet. No one blocks out Drew Gooden. He has an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Stackhouse with 3 fouls will take a seat on the bench. You see his productivity. Larry Hughes is in, and Gooden has 7 points. And the Grizzlies on a 7-1 run. Hughes looks for Brown. Instead, here's Lou. Hughes really considered a 2-guard, but Golden State made him a point, playing the point here in Washington as Tyronn Lue knocks it down from outside. That hurts and stretches it back out to a 20-point advantage for Washington with under 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Grizzlies are sticking to their game plan, forcing Washington to shoot from the perimeter. And if they make the shots, they'll win the game.
Wesley Person rips the cords.
A nice flare to the corner. The defensive man tried to shortcut the pick. Wesley Person flared to the corner, wide open for the jumper.
Wesley Person, the last 6 games, shooting 48%. Hasn't knocked down a 3 yet, but Washington defensive 3 exceptionally well. Jordan will knock down the 3. Michael Jordan stretching it out. Michael now 9 of 12. He's 35% of the season from 3-point range, 5 of 14. But tonight, he's drilling them.
And that's unusual. Michael doesn't look to take many threes. But tonight, he's feeling it and looking to shoot from everywhere.
Larry Hughes in transition. It's 63-40. Last night, 64 points in the first half. This is a team that averages 90.2 points a game, Hersey. Pau Gasol. Here's Lorenzen. Time of the shot clock. Hughes catches up to Wesley, but it doesn't matter. It's a 2. And Wesley Person has 6 points and 3 of 4 shooting.
A nice cross-court pass by Lorenzen, finding Wesley on the move, and Hughes got there right in time for the jumper.
Jordan spotting up, and he was eyeing it, saying, hey, give it to me. And a foul on the Memphis Grizzlies. His second 3 of the night. Michael Jordan from the corner.
Give me that.
63-42. 1:22 remaining in the first half. Coming up tonight is the Southern Sports Report. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report tonight, 10 o'clock Central, only on Fox Sports Net. High Tide. Yeah, Mike Bryce headed down to Tuscaloosa. And then, of course, the NFL playoff races are starting to heat up, especially in the AFC East. And you want to talk about the Atlanta Braves bringing in some new pitchers. Tom Glavine now with the New York Mets. And you look down in hot Atlanta, and things will be different down there for the Atlanta Braves. Leo Mazzoni's got some new arms to work with as Christian Laettner heads to the free throw line. This is an excellent free throw shooting team, 76%. That's 8th best in the NBA, and their lead stretches out. It's 65-42 with 1:14 remaining in the second quarter. Drew Gooden had earned a foul. That was his second. Here's Gasol. Nice move. Left hand works. He gets the roll, and he'll head to the line. Gasol with 8 points.
And Powell getting more and more comfortable going to his left hand as defenses push him to his left, taking away his right hand. He's able to go and still finish. Makes a tough left-handed sweeping hook shot. You don't teach that. You're born with that kind of talent.
Oh, he's got a bundle of it. And over the last 6 games, and the Grizzlies are 5-1. As he misses there, and Drew Gooden throws it down. Oh, the Bay Area's finest. Don't tell that to GP.
You're right. It was you. I won't say anything.
Well, it's actually tattooed on his bicep. Here's Jordan. Haywood tosses it up. And Wright is there. Memphis has knocked down 7 of their last 8, now 7 of 9. Grizzlies trying to put together a run here with about 32 seconds remaining in the first half. Lou, no, and Williams will snare it.
Washington taking a quick shot, trying to go 2 for 1 so they can get the last shot of the quarter. Lou pulling up with the deep 3.
Gasol rolls off the front of the iron, and Hubie Brown having a quick conversation with Sean Corbin, saying, where was the foul? Powell gave up on the conversation. Over the last 2 games, he's done a good job of just forgetting about it. Michael Jordan not forgetting about points. He's got a bundle of them, 23, 7 shy of a season high, 30, which he produced last night on 10 of 14 shooting. It has been all Michael. About midway through the first quarter, Jordan said, okay, you guys are 1 of 6 combined, so I'm going to take this thing over. Kwame Brown being dragged in by Michael Jordan, saying, listen, Kwame, don't worry about it. We're up big. Jordan shake, shimmy, rattle, roll. 23 points, matching, of course, his jersey number. And Michael Jordan had 20 in the first meeting between these 2 teams. Washington feeling it tonight. Memphis had it going early, but it's been a while. Can they regroup at halftime, gather their thoughts, and get some muscle and might come back in this contest? It's halftime. Welcome back inside the MCI Center. It's halftime, and the Washington Wizards put up 67 points in the first half last night, 64 against the Atlanta Hawks. They lead the Grizzlies 67-46. Hi once again, everyone. Matt Devin alongside Hersey Hawkins. Hawk, we talked about it at the top of the show. Michael Jordan coming off of a season best 30 points last night against Atlanta. Well, he came out in the first half and he actually torched the Memphis Grizzlies.
Michael Jordan came out and has been unbelievable the first half. And I'm sitting there on the sidelines thinking, I think I've seen this before. And it's easy for me to sit there and say, and other people to say, well, stick a hand in his face or try to be physical with them. This is the greatest scorer, one of the greatest scorers that ever played a game. And it's not easy to stop him, especially when he has it going. Shooting the basketball extremely well from all over the field, all jumpers.
I mean, he can get it from any spot, anywhere, anytime. Pau Gasol and the Grizzlies had it going early. They didn't have it going late, although Gasol finished with 8 points in the first half. Clothing provided by James Davis, voted among the top 10 stores in America by Fairchild Publications. Welcome back to our nation's capital. It is halftime, and the Memphis Grizzlies struggled in the first half after a great start, but midway through the first quarter, it turned to number 23, Michael Jordan. He finished 10 of 14 in the first quarter, first half, and you see the result of that, Hersey Hawkins. 67 points for the Washington Wizards. This is a team, as you know, that has high expectations. They started this season strong, however, they started to falter, and now they're trying to get back up to 500. They're 2 games now under 500, and a lot of pressure on them to get into the Eastern Conference postseason.
Yeah, it's amazing what a couple of weeks does for you. The last time Washington saw the Grizzlies, the concern was they weren't in a rhythm. They couldn't figure out what was going wrong. Now all of a sudden they're in a rhythm. Everybody's playing good basketball, and it's all being led by Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, and then coming off of the bench, how about second-year player Kwame Brown, second leading scorer for Washington. He finished with 10 points.
Yeah, I guess there was someone else that scored some buckets in the first half besides Michael Jordan. Kwame Brown came in and made his presence felt right away from the inside, was able to get good post position, hit a jump shot, but it was around the basket where he did most of his work. Lorenzen Wright, solid first half for the Grizzlies. One of the few bright spots, was aggressive on the inside, was able to hit the elbow jumper. Very solid first half.
10 points for Lorenzen. Here are the first Tennessee first half stats. Washington just a blistering 64%. Free throws 9 of 10 Washington. 5 more attempts in the Memphis Grizzlies. 3-point attempts as well as made. Not a factor for Memphis. That needs to improve if they have any hope of coming back in this contest. Points off of turnovers. Can't do that against a veteran team. They'll make you pay. In the second half, can the Grizzlies come back and pick up their second road victory of the season? Find out next. Welcome back to the MCI Center. Start of the second half. Quickly, let's go to Michael Leaves with Hubie Brown moments ago.
Well, Hubie, as well as Michael shot the ball last night, the last thing you want to do for him to get off to a good start tonight, and he did that. He's got 23 in the first half.
Michael had a great half. He made a lot of perimeter stuff. Anytime that he's in a role like that, you got to close him down and make him dribble. Unfortunately for us, we have been very passive defensively. We have absolutely no energy at the defensive end of the floor. This is a game where it's like a summer league game. You know, you score and we get a shot, but we miss. We can't get a second shot. And with us not being able to get on the offensive boards, then what happens is they're out in the flow. And so the game is their tempo for the first half. So we're looking hopefully that we'll regroup here right now, come with a little energy.
Coach, we appreciate the good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you to Hubie Brown and Michael Leaves. And he's right about that. You can't swap buckets. Can't swap them with one of the best ever, Michael Jordan, who came over to us at halftime and had a couple of quick words for you, and then turned to me and said, hey, and then looked back at both of us and said, just one of those nights. And guess what? It's been more than just a night. It's been close to 48 hours, because over the last game and a half, Michael Jordan, 53 points, 69% shooting from the floor.
Yeah, what does Michael mean, just one of those nights? He's had many nights when he could say that.
Going to work again. Short. A rare moment in the existence of Michael Jordan. Jason Williams fills the bucket. And the Grizzlies, their first made three. They need more of those on the season. They're averaging 5.1 made threes a game and 14.2 attempts. Here's Hughes, it's a 2. That's what he talked about, being passive on the defensive end. You got to get out and contest.
You're exactly right, because the Grizzlies, they shot almost 49% in the first half, and you'll take that any night. But you just can't give up 64% by the opposing team.
Drew Gooden, the net didn't even move. Gooden into double digits. Gasol has 10, Wright with 10. Jordan 23, Hughes 10, and Kwame Brown has 10. Hughes has now 12.
Grizzlies come out in the third quarter just a step slow.
Here's Drew Gooden. Hook. It works. So Gooden posting up on Michael Jordan.
Good offensive performance by both teams. Both teams putting the ball in the basket tonight. Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, they have to start getting some defensive stops real soon.
Why do you think they'd come out just a step slow?
The mystique of Michael Jordan, I think, has a lot to do with it.
Really? Stackhouse. Why is that? Just you sit back in awe of what he's doing and what he's accomplishing, because they came out with some energy and a spark, and of course they started just 1 of 6, and then all of a sudden they made 25 of their next 30. Did Washington?
Yeah, Michael Jordan just knocked all of the air out of the Grizzlies in the first half by his offensive output and put them back on their heels, and they just haven't been able to respond.
Passes it up. Jordan on the near side. Entry pass taken away. And a whistle and a foul. And the foul on Pau Gasol, and you see his disagreement. Pau Gasol, prior to the start of the game, as he tells Sean Corbin what he feels about that call. And then with a lot of Spanish media, of course, nice feed, Stackhouse, because of the international flavor of this great city. A lot of Spanish media here, and he met with a lot of them. 77-55, and a timeout taken by the Grizzlies, and Washington here in the third quarter, 5 of 6. That's not going to help you get back in it.
No, you can't give up easy baskets like that, and the weak side wasn't there, but also Pau Gasol, when Stackhouse rubs off of his man, he has to step off and give Wesley Person a help for a second or two, then get back to his man. If you don't help, leads to easy layup.
51% the Grizzlies are shooting, and Washington 66% from the field. Grizzlies out of the timeout. Williams looking for Gasol. Here's Wesley curling. They did a good job of covering him up, and Jordan picks off the pass.
You have to be careful with Michael Jordan on defense. He's playing center field. He's watching everything, playing for the steals.
And a whistle and a foul. And a foul on Lorenzen Wright, and that is his third. Team's second.
The inside defense has gotten more aggressive in the third quarter. Lorenzen has picked up a foul. Powell has picked up a foul. They're fighting the post guys for position, which is good.
Stackhouse too strong. Long rebound, and it comes to Hughes. Second chance opportunity. Hasn't been a factor really for Washington, not when you're shooting 65%. Hughes in the lane. And an offensive foul on Larry Hughes, so he turns it over. And that is his second.
Good defense by Jason Williams, staying in front of Larry Hughes, forcing him to push off with that left hand to try to get the shot off.
Here's Lorenzen, gets Leitner to leave his feet. There's Person spotting up. It's a 2, doesn't fall. Second chance for the Grizzlies. Jordan goes for the steal and the swipe. Gasol gets the roll, and Powell has a dozen on 5 of 7 shooting. 20-point game. Grizzlies need a stop. Jordan wants it.
That's how you make the most of your second chance opportunities. Good defense by Drew.
2-on-1. Gasol underneath. Haywood got a piece of it, and Powell puts it back up. And Wesley had spun out, looking out on the wing, possibly. But Gasol went right to the rack. Gasol leading the Grizzlies now. Larry Hughes back to a 20-point game.
It's tough to beat a team when they're hot. Larry Hughes shooting the basketball well. Jordan, Stackhouse, Kwame Brown. All the players in a good rhythm.
Gooden. Here's Person, and it's blocked by Stackhouse. Stackhouse puts it on the floor, spin move. Leitner, blocked from behind by Williams, and Lorenzen was in front. Gasol, great feed from the wing.
Great fast break. Jason pushed it up to Wesley. Didn't take a dribble. Saw Powell at the corner of his eye, threw it up for the lob dunk.
UB Brown said, keep working, Jason, keep working. Stackhouse delivers it to Jordan. 4 on the shot clock, down to 3, fading, doesn't fall. And Jordan is yet to score here in the second half at a refurbished shot clock. Well, then there's 6 minutes remaining in the third. Here's Stackhouse cutting through the lane, and Lorenzen right swats it away, and Williams comes up with it. Dribble drive, Jay Will. Gooden. Drew Gooden with 15. And a timeout taken by Washington. Last night in Atlanta, the Hawks put together a second half run to cut it to 5 late, but Washington was able to hold on. Well, the Grizzlies trying to do the same, put together a second half run. It's an 8-2 run. Welcome back to our nation's capital, the District of Columbia. The Memphis Grizzlies trail 79-63. They're on an 8-2 run, however. Jordan 0-2 here in the third quarter. Stackhouse receives it away from the block. Trying to make a move on Person. 6 in the shot clock. Shakes, drives, finger roll. Got it. Nice move by Jerry Stackhouse.
And that's where you don't want Stackhouse to get into the lane, especially going to his right, where he can just explode over you, gets all the way to the bucket for the layup.
Had 23 last night in Atlanta. Gooden starting to torch it. He has 17 on 8-13 shooting. Gooden in the first meeting had 6 points and 4 rebounds in 23 minutes of action. Jason Williams, by the way, 10 assists, just 1 turnover, Hersey. Jordan, his first made bucket, second half.
Jason Williams doing an excellent job tonight of distributing the basketball. Hasn't got many field goal attempts, but you have those nights where you're looking to pass it.
Up fake, Gooden over Leitner, and Leitner commits a foul. Late whistle, but it works. And the big news this television season is that America's #1 pregame show is taking its act to prime time. You heard that right. On Saturday, January 18th, it's Fox NFL Saturday Night as JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, along with Jillian and Jimmy Kimmel grab the spotlight for what promises to be one of television's more entertaining hours. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, January 18th only on Fox. Gooden with 18 points. He had 13 in the win against Golden State. He's reached 20 points on 5 occasions. And 2 shy of that now. Now just 1. He has 19 points. And Gooden has 6 straight for the Memphis Grizzlies as they put together this run.
The run has been started on the defensive end.
They always seem to start that way, don't they?
Yeah, you have to play good defense. Defense leads to good scoring opportunities. And that's what the Grizzlies have been getting. They have to do a better job at hitting defensive glass, and Lorenzen picks up one there.
Stackhouse air ball and a weak side board for the Grizzlies. Stackhouse now 7 of 12 shooting, has 14 points. Jay Williams looks now for Lorenzen Wright. Shot goes up. Gasol battling, and Larry Hughes controls it. And Powell, of course, looking for a call, can't get it. Hughes floating in the lane, no. Gooden and a leak out person. Stackhouse gets back. Jason Williams for three. Drills it. 13-point game. Jason Williams between the eyes.
What a big shot by Jason Williams. Had 3 Grizzlies running with him. No one picked him up. Pulled up for the 3.
His second 3. And the Grizzlies' second 3 of the game. Here's Kwame Brown over Gasol, no. And Washington has run cold.
Better defense on Kwame Brown. Forced him a little further out of the box. Made him shoot the jumper over you.
Person sends it back to Williams as the shot clock nears 10. Now under 10. Jason, 5, step back 3. No, short.
Tough shot by Jason. He has the speed to go by Larry Hughes. He could have gotten into the lane and gotten a better shot or created for someone else. Settled for the 3.
Gooden trying to lock up on Michael Jordan. Jordan, the reverse left hand. I may be 39 and you may be young, but I'm going to get by you.
And Jordan doesn't drive often, and no one was there to help when he went baseline.
27 points now. Gasol, Haywood out on him. 5 of the shot clock, he better hurry. 3 on the shot clock. Short.
2 minutes remaining, 2 minutes.
15-point game. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Stackhouse trying to throw it down left-handed, and a whistle and a foul on Wesley Person. Bob Delaney getting an earful from UB Brown. And time out on the floor.
This is what happens when you're shooting well from the perimeter. Defense doesn't come and help. Stackhouse gets all the way to the lane.
You think that's a foul?
No. He missed it.
Welcome back to Washington. Of course, when you're in Washington, a lot of power brokers, and not just political power brokers. There's David Falk, agent, of course, for Michael Jordan, considered a super agent because, of course, he has Michael Jordan, and he is sitting there front row, and just a few seats over from him, another agent that is based here in Washington, D.C., and that is Lon Babby. And Lon Babby is the agent, of course, not only for Shane Battier, but also Grant Hill and Tim Duncan, and some big decisions coming up for one Tim Duncan.
Checks in for Larry Hughes.
I think when I played, I must have had the wrong agent, because my agent never sat on the front row. I always had to get him tickets.
Well, when you're based here in Washington, you can come up with that. Yeah, you gotta have the pull. You got the juice, you know that. Earl Watson in for sends it to Stromile Swift. Swift knocks it down. 15-point game, 1:35 to go, third quarter.
Good quick decision by Stromile. Was open, took the jumper right away.
The Grizzlies number 10, Gordon Gierachek, his first personal foul, second in the last 2 minutes for the Grizzlies penalty.
Stackhouse heads to the free throw line, second in the last 2 minutes. Gierachek 0-6 from the floor, has 1 foul, 1 point. That was a technical foul shot. Stackhouse has 10 points this quarter. Now 11. It's 88-72. Stackhouse, in his first year in Washington, of course, was shipped to Washington from Detroit for Rip Hamilton, and he really liked Detroit. So did his wife. They have a home there outside of Detroit in a suburb. Made it his home, in fact. They got used to the cold.
That was a surprising trade to me over the summer. I thought that Detroit team was definitely headed in the right direction with Stackhouse being the leader, but they wanted to go another direction.
That's because of the Benjamins. 89-72, a minute remaining in the third quarter. Stackhouse finds Kwame Brown. And Brown is first two of the second half. He has a dozen now. 8-2 run put together by Washington.
Simple basketball by Washington. Down screen, one dribble to help has to come, kick to the open player.
Giracek fading, got it. You knew he wouldn't stop. Giracek is a streaky shooter over the last two games, averaging 17.5 points. Shooting 66% now, 1 of 7 from the floor.
But his first shot in the third quarter was much better than his first shot when he came into the game. This a lot shorter.
9 seconds of the shot clock and to travel. You know, Giracek has reached double digits on 10 occasions, but he has never scored in 3 consecutive games double figures. So it kind of tells you what he's gone through his rookie season. Put together a couple of good solid games as he did over the last 2 games. And then all of a sudden a quiet effort.
What a night to break out of it. Down 17, the Grizzlies are going to need someone to come in and give them a spark.
Watson in the lane, Lou all over him. Earl misses. Stackhouse releases. Doesn't go. Too strong. 91-74. The Grizzlies have a lot of work ahead of them in the fourth quarter.
Now they have to play better defense. Try to get this game up tempo night. Get up and down the floor for easy scores.
That, and they need that defense to get real stern. Coming off of a season-high 30 last night in Atlanta, Michael Jordan continued it this evening in the first half. 23 points after a 1-6 start for his Washington Wizards. Michael Jordan took over, and Washington went on to make 25 of the next 30. It's the Grizzlies and the Wizards fourth quarter action. Matt Devlin, Hersey Hawkins, Michael Lee, certainly glad to have you along this evening. And fourth quarter, the Grizzlies are going to have to come up with some stiff defense and a ton of buckets. They're down 91-74, and the Grizzlies cut it to 13, 83-70 on a Jason Williams three-pointer in the third quarter. But you see the damage since that time. And Jordan right now with 27 points.
But you said it, defense, defense, defense. That has to be the key in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies have no one in foul trouble. Lorenzen Wright, the only player with 3, so they can afford to be aggressive and try to force the tempo.
7 times this season, Washington has hit the century mark. 6 of those occasions right here at the MCI Center. Giracek, stutter step move. And a foul is going to be charged to Brendan Haywood. And for Haywood, that is his first. Haywood's been extremely active. He has 10 rebounds. Does a second-year player out of North Carolina. In the first matchup had 4 points, 1 rebound in 14 minutes. Coming off of a season-high tying 11-point performance with 8 rebounds against the Hawks. Watson rises over Lou and gets the roll.
Earl Watson taking advantage of his size. Shot clock running down. Got into the lane for the short jumper.
Stackhouse, Grizzlies sporting a zone. Lou trying to break it. Giracek with a rebound. Looks ahead to Watson, and Hubie Brown telling Watson, let's go. Up fake, Battier turns baseline now, spins it back out as Russell sealed it. Swift can take him with the quickness. Tough angle, it falls.
Very tough angle, difficult shot, but Strohmeyer just rises right over Haywood. Gets the tough roll. Grizzlies do what they want to. Start the fourth quarter with 2 quick buckets.
Back to that 13-point deficit. Stackhouse from the outside. There's Stackhouse for 3. He has 21 and 23 last night. Stackhouse this season has produced 20-plus points on now 17 occasions. And a foul on Brian Russell. And Jordan back in. Stackhouse out. Christian Laettner back out on the floor for the Washington Wizards. Laettner's minutes have increased over the last 5 games, averaging 31 minutes a game. Of course, in his 11th season out of Duke, started with Minnesota, Atlanta, then Detroit. Brief time with Dallas, now in Washington. Giracek, got it. Grizzlies needed that.
Grizzlies in a nice offensive rhythm flow here to get another 4th quarter, but now need to get some defensive stops. A defensive rebound if Washington misses while they're in the zone.
Giracek has made his last 2 after missing his first 6 and a turnover. So can the Grizzlies take advantage of Washington's 10th turnover? In the previous 9, the Grizzlies have put up 8 points. Grizzlies have turned it over 8 times, but that's led to 15 points by Washington. Lou with the steal. Lou trying to gain control, and Batiste, instead of going for the basketball, he went for Lou. Friday night, Fox Sports Net. You can check out the game between the Grizzlies and the Bucks. Ray Allen in town this Friday night, starting at 7 o'clock. It's the Grizzlies and the Bucks right here on Fox Sports Net. Jordan feeds it to Laettner. Watson got a piece of it. 4 on the shot clock. And Washington will have to operate with 3 digits remaining on the shot clock.
An excellent defense by the Grizzlies in the zone, taking away Michael Jordan on a pump fake, tried to get the jumper off and closing on Lou, making him put it down.
Laettner, Batiste. Russell closes in a hurry to slow down Watson. Giracek running baseline curl. Russell stuck to him. Watson over Lou. Too strong and no rebound for Memphis.
Difficult shot. I like to see the Grizzlies get into a pick and roll. If nothing else works, get Earl in the pick and roll where he can get a bigger guy on him and beat him off the dribble.
Jordan. Grizzlies still in their zone. Shot made by Russell, his second 3 of the contest.
And Russell so much more effective when he gets his feet set, get his legs up under him, able to drain it.
Back to 17. Giracek way off. He'll hear it from the crowd here at the MCI Center. Kwame Brown, Stromile Swift getting tangled up, and a foul on Stromile Swift. Time out of the floor with 8:23 remaining, and the Memphis Grizzlies have their work cut out for them. Can they put together a run to get back in it? Every time they do, Washington knocks down a shot. Gentlemen, in the middle of your screen with the jacket, that is Lon Babby, the agent to Shane Battier. And of course, Tim Duncan and Grant Hill. And big decisions coming up for the Duncan family in San Antonio, and everybody, of course, is waiting, maneuvering, trying to maneuver, looking at their cap. Can we do it? Do we have enough money? What can we do? And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Lon Babby certainly one of those individuals that will be intrinsically involved in what takes place, and it could reshape really the outlook and the future of both the Western as well as Eastern Conference we're seeing.
Exactly right, and it's hard to believe that one player can have that kind of impact on both divisions, but someone will win the Tim Duncan sweepstakes.
Yeah, maybe San Antonio. Batiste from the outside drills it.
I have a feeling Orlando. That's my pick.
Really? I think he's going to stay. I think he's going to stay. Although imagine putting him together with Tracy McGrady and G. Hill. Ouch. Lou and Battier reels it in. You look at the individuals that he represents. Shane Battier, Tim Duncan, Grant Hill. You want to talk about some excellent individuals. On and off the court.
Great basketball players, like you said, just quality gentlemen also.
And Lon Babby himself a quality gentleman as that ball is batted out of bounds. And Memphis retains possession. Pau Gasol will re-enter, and Swift will check out. Gasol 14 points and 3 rebounds, and certainly not the performance that he wanted tonight. As Stackhouse is back in. He has 3 personal fouls. Russell out, did a good job. Knocked down 2 key threes. 7:07 remaining. Here's Giracek. Hop step. Blocked. Hesitated just a little bit. That allowed Leitner to come over and swat it away.
Yeah, Giracek did a great job of getting open. I think the ball initially should have went into Powell, who had great post position on the other side.
And of course, Battier picks the pocket of Michael Jordan.
And you know Michael doesn't like that.
Battier working his way through the lane. Giracek driving, and he travels. And Gordon Giracek struggling tonight, just 2 of 10 from the floor, 5 points.
Michael Jordan, a little casual with the basketball. Shane doing a great job of following the ball with his hands. You try to teach defensive players that, but they don't do it. But Shane does an excellent job. That's how he comes up with so many steals.
Well, you can't be casual around Shane Battier. Good move by Jordan to free himself up from Battier. And when Battier spun, he thought that Jordan was going to dart down the lane. Instead, he bumped and stepped back, and he made the shot. He has 29, one shy of a season high that he put together last night, 30. So he's got 59 over the last 2 games. Giracek has it knocked off of the left leg. It's 8 seconds remaining now here in the shot clock with 6:05 remaining in the contest, and Earl Watson will leave.
And the astonishing thing about Michael Jordan and him scoring 29 points tonight is he's done it on all jump shots, has had 1 layup, 1 basket in the paint.
Giracek, loose ball foul as he went for the rebound and ran into Jerry Stackhouse. Talked about the productivity on Monday night from Giracek and Wesley Person. Person tonight was 6 points, 3 of 7 shooting. Giracek 2 of 10 shooting. So that combination just having an off night. Stackhouse. Leitner in the lane, kicks it back out. And Lou says, let's slow it down and work the clock a little bit. We have already reached the century mark, 101. Jordan fading away. Batiste on the strong side, climbs up and snares it.
Matt, that off night by Wesley and Giracek was created by Michael Jordan and Stackhouse. Them having to exert so much energy on the defensive end, possibly didn't have enough offensively.
Gasol has 16. Grizzlies, their last road game was against Dallas, and they lost. Tough situation, second game of a back-to-back. Jordan underneath, putting it on the floor for the second time and driving to the hole. He has 31. That's a new season high. 61 over the last 2 games.
A score is a score. I don't care how old you are. If you can put the ball in the basket, you find a way to get the job done, and Michael does.
Well, who could ever doubt it? Battier from the outside fills it up. Grizzlies needed that. They'll need plenty more. Just because he scored 2 points, he had 9 assists in that game and 8 rebounds against Toronto.
And if you saw the game, he was not looking to score. He took the shots when they came to him, but he was strictly playing point guard, getting everyone else involved.
Well, right now, Washington finding a rhythm. In their next contest, they will take on San Antonio, then they head to Dallas. So they'll really find out about themselves as they do the little Texas two-step. And Battier back-to-back threes. You know, this Washington team, if they feel as though they're going to be able to make a run They'll learn down at the SBC Center in San Antonio, and then when they head on to American Airlines Center in Dallas. Haywood and one. Timeout with 3:45 remaining. Michael Jordan with 31 large on 14 of 22 shooting. See you later, Gordon. Bye-bye, Shane.
Welcome back to the MCI Center where the Grizzlies trail the Washington Wizards 107-90. Joining me now is the founder of Black Entertainment Television, Bob Johnson, who was recently awarded the NBA's newest expansion franchise in Charlotte. First of all, congratulations, because I know there was a lot of hard work on your behalf in this venture.
Yeah, Michael, thanks a lot. It was an exciting opportunity. It was one that I sort of rose to the occasion, and I'm looking forward to building a competitive team in Charlotte that'll, really be a credit to Charlotte and to the NBA.
A lot has been made about the fact that you've become the first minority owner of any major sports franchise in this country. How big of an impact do you think that move will make?
Well, I hope it'll have a big impact on the league, because I think the league recognizes the need for diversity. I think it'll help in the front office, and I think it'll help in the various communities around the NBA. But at the end of the day, we want the league and all the other organizations to judge people based on their qualities and the abilities they bring to the table, and it was on that basis that I was selected.
You've done a lot of hard work now. You got a lot more to go. Bob Johnson, congratulations. Welcome yourself into the NBA.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
He's a big man with a big team in Charlotte now, Matt.
And a big pocket. Thank you very much, Michael Eaves. I think it's absolutely fantastic that Bob Johnson, was awarded that franchise. Of course, beat out Steve Belkin and Larry Bird in their bid for that expansion team in Charlotte. But I think Robert Johnson deserves to be in the NBA. And once again, the rumor kind of swirling around Washington, D.C. is Michael Jordan at the end of this season going to sell his ownership in Washington and head down south back to his native North Carolina. And when you look at Bob Johnson, he lives here in Washington, D.C. Nice spin move. Pau Gasol. That's two great moves back to back, and Gasol has 21.
Pau Gasol misusing Haywood, able to do whatever he wants to him, left-handed, right-handed, using his quickness.
Where was that early? Haywood was a little bit tougher. And a foul on Pau Gasol, but he lives here in Washington, does Bob Johnson. A season ticket holder here with the Washington Wizards. He said he'll split time between Charlotte and Washington, but the first ever minority majority owner in the NBA. I think it's fantastic for the league. Welcome back to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. And what a tremendous city this is. And Michael Jordan steps to the stripe, 31 points. Season best, 32 points. Michael Jordan this evening has played 35 minutes, 14 of 22 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, now 33 points. And he told us at halftime, oh, it's just one of those nights. Well, Michael Jordan's had a lot of one of those nights.
And he took it easy the second half. Didn't look for a shot as much as he did in the first half.
Pau Gasol was not going to get to that rim once again. Haywood said, I'm holding you up. Gasol with 21 points. Grizzlies tonight didn't rebound the basketball. 33-24. You see the numbers. There's 2:30 left.
The Grizzlies, so far under Hubie Brown, they're a lot further ahead offensively than they are defensively.
And it's still a struggle when you're the third youngest team in the NBA to win on the road. Grizzlies are just 1-11 on the road. Their only win coming at Miami. But this was an important stretch for Memphis. They won on Monday after losing at Dallas on Saturday. 8 on the shot clock over Batiste. Short, second chance. What did I just mention? The rebounding. Here's another one slipping through the cracks. But on Friday, it's Milwaukee. Sunday, Utah, then Orlando. All at home and all spaced out with enough opportunity to get your legs and get going.
You're right, and that's a promising sign that the Grizzlies, they're starting to take care of home court. And that's the first step, I think, in becoming a good team in the league, is taking care of your home court, beating teams when they come in there.
This January, Fox Sports Net introduces 5-4-3-2-1, the only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every night. With breaking news, event highlights, and insider features you won't find anywhere else. 5-4-3-2-1 is the entire world of extreme sports all in one place. 5-4-3-2-1 premiering weeknights this January only on Fox Sports Net. 5-4-3-2-1 premieres January. Kwame Brown with a dozen. Had 10 in the first half. Played very well coming off of the bench in the first half. The Grizzlies this evening with 4 players in double digits. Only Wesley Person, the lone starter, not reaching double figures. Michael Jordan with 33, and you assume Michael will get some rest and wait for San Antonio. Shane Battier misses a second. Battier this evening coming off the bench, 3 of 4, has 9 points, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Gasol and Battier have teamed up for the last 18 points for Memphis. Of course, that was a common occurrence last year. And a offensive foul. Great job by Pau Gasol saying, you know what, Haywood, I'm getting you back.
Yeah, because it didn't look like from here Haywood hit him all that hard, but Pau taking the fall and getting the call.
The Grizzlies on the road, averaging 88.7 points a game. At home, they're averaging better than 100 points, and that certainly is a major factor in the Grizzlies' struggles on the road. Now they allow 100 points on the road. At home, they've allowed 100.3 points. Now, since a coaching change, 98.7. And since a coaching change, the Grizzlies 95.6. That's what they're averaging overall, but still on the road less than 90 points.
Yeah, it's so difficult to win on the road in the NBA. And like you mentioned earlier, especially for a young team. You have veteran teams in the league that can't win. And it just takes better concentration, taking care of the basketball, but more importantly, have to rebound the ball, especially on the road.
The Grizzlies, no second chance opportunities there. And so Memphis trailing 116-98. The next step for this team, as Brian Cardinal will head to the free throw line, and will be to return home and grab one on Friday night. We want to remind you about the great Grizzlies giveaway throughout the season. 6 unique collectibles at 6 different home games. The next giveaway is this Sunday against the Utah Jazz, when the first 3,000 kids under the age of 14 they will receive a holiday ornament. That's right, a holiday ornament. Originally, the Grizzlies were going to give out 3,000 Grizzly Star Stackers to kids first 3,000 under the age of 14, but they were not up to the standards of the Memphis Grizzlies, and so now, and I think the timing is just perfect, a holiday ornament that will be given out to the first 5,000, I believe, if I read that graphic correctly. The graphic said 5,000. So the first 5,000, and I don't believe that's limited to age. And it's not limited to age, my producer Randy Stevens is telling me, so that'll be a wonderful giveaway on Sunday. First 5,000, a holiday ornament. Well, the Grizzlies tonight on the defensive end, a little bit of a holiday, unfortunately, because they fall to Washington 118-100 with 1.3 of a second remaining as the fireworks sound. And now the buzzer will sound, and it is over here. And the Grizzlies are 1-12 on the road. Washington is 4-8 on the road. They've won now 3 in a row, and at home they improved to 8-5, and overall 12-13. And they're inching back to 500, Hersey. Second game of back-to-back. They are now 6-3.
Washington playing the best basketball of the season so far for them at a crucial time when they're getting ready to head on the road for 2 important games, and they get to really test how well they're going.
Here's a play of the game. Michael Jordan putting it on the floor, the Advance Auto Parts play of the game.
Yeah, Michael Jordan teased everybody all night long with the jump shot, but he finally decides, okay, I'll take it to the hoop. Goes baseline with the left-handed reverse layup. Michael Jordan, another incredible night.
The Grizzlies fall tonight to Washington 118-100, and Memphis now has to refocus like they did last Saturday, go back home and take care of business against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, Milwaukee, a team coming in struggling. You can score up points on Milwaukee. It'll be an offensive contest, but the Grizzlies are playing well at home. Again, rebounding a key, but they can get that victory.
Michael Jordan, it was all about MJ tonight. 33 points on 14 of 23 shooting. He had 23 in the first half. He was absolutely on fire.